Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Now we're going to presentation about school uniform in each country. And let me introduce my team. That's myself is Alif Wahyu Pratiwi and my friend Intan Ayunda Pramesti. And now let's begin the presentation.
Now I begin the presentation from the history of school uniform. School uniform are believed to be a practice with dates to the 16th century in the United Kingdom. It is believed that the Christ Hospital School in London in 50 and 52 was the first school to use a school uniform. The earliest document proof of institutionalist use of a standard academic dress dates back to 12 and 22 when the Archbishop of Canterbury ordered the wearing of the capa clausa. Universities, primary school, and secondary school used uniform as a marker of class and status. Although school uniform can be often considered conservative and old-fashioned, uniform in recent years have changed as social dress codes have changed. Seragam sekolah mulai diterapkan pada abad ke-16 di pertama kalinya di Christ Hospital atau semacam sekolah Katolik di London pada tahun 1552. Seragam sekolah yang paling awal digunakan ialah capa clausa. Capa clausa sendiri merupakan seragam yang berbelah depan yang biasanya berwarna hijau atau biru tua. Lalu selanjutnya perbandingan antara seragam di United States, United Kingdom, and Indonesia. And the first in the school uniform in the United States. The school uniform in the United States, most of schools in the United States do not require uniform, but instead enforce a standardized dress code of what types of clothing are appropriate for students to wear at school. Such dress codes vary from school to school, but are normally based on broader policies set by the country's elected school board. Seragam sekolah sendiri diadakan untuk membawa kesetaraan kepada siswa terlepas dari sosial dan status. Dan seragam sekolah di US, kebanyakan sekolah di US tidak mengadakan seragam, tetapi lebih menekankan kepada dress code atau penyelarasan atau penyamaan pakaian. Tetapi biasanya juga tergantung kepada kebijakan sekolah itu tersendiri. And so for the private school is school requiring tuition and formal acceptance in order to attend. And other specialist school are typically the only school to require uniforms of the school administration choosing. Kecuali private school atau sekolah swasta, yaitu sekolahnya yang memerlukan biaya biasanya menentukan seragam sekolah pribadi. Study conducted in 2000 found that only 23% of public, private, and sectarian school had any sort of uniform policy in the United States or before 2000. Over the past decade, more public schools, specifically those in urban areas, have instituted stricter dress code. Roughly half the public school in the United States have this more limiting dress code. The school that do require uniforms or a more common standard dress code in towns and suburban tend to be more casual than those in Britain or other Commonwealth nations. School uniform and dress code are almost universally standard rather than representing the school or the student body. Di tahun 2000, lebih memperketat aturan dress code atau peraturan penyelarasan baju sekolah seperti yang dianjurkan sekolah, seperti standar dalam ukuran tubuh siswa dan standar kasual pakaian yang dipakai oleh siswa. So next, the school uniform in the United Kingdom. There is no legislation to govern school uniform in the state-funded school in any of the three separate legal jurisdictions of England and Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, and enforcement of school uniform policy and dress code in generally for individual school to determine. Jadi di UK sendiri, di antara beberapa negara di Inggris, Wales, Scotland, dan Irland itu tidak ada peraturan untuk seragam sekolah itu sendiri. But however, school do have to take to account equality legislation in dress politics to prevent discrimination on grounds such as age, sex, race, disability, religion or belief, and sexual orientation. Tetapi beberapa sekolah di UK ini sendiri mengadakan penyeragaman seragam sekolah karena untuk meminimalisir diskriminasi dari umur atau diskriminasi umur, gender, dan sosial disabilitas dari keluarga siswa itu sendiri. And in the England, school uniforms were first introduced on a large scale during the reign of King Henry VIII. The uniforms of the time were referred as blue coats as they consisted of long trench coat style jacket dyed blue. Why blue? Because blue was the cheapest available dye and showed humility amongst all children. The first school to introduce this uniform was Christ's Hospital in London, and now in the Sussex. Dan seperti yang saya jelaskan tadi, blue coats ini bisa disebut dengan kappa clausa. And this uniform continue until 1950 when after the Butler reform, secondary education was made free and the school leaving age was raised to 15. This reform encouraged school to implement uniform codes which were similar to other schools. Distinct summer and winter uniform were sometimes required, particularly for girls, for whom dress were mandated for summer and glimpse for winter. Dan kappa clausa tadi terus berlanjut hingga tahun 1950 dan setelah reformasi dari secondary education atau bisa dibilang dari SMP jika itu di Indonesia. Dan setelah itu penyelarasan seragam sekolah atau dress code untuk seragam sekolah itu lebih mengajukan kepada kepada the weather or the season, seperti summer. Jika summer nanti memakai lebih ke baju polo, dan winter memakai seperti kapak lausa. Dan seperti itu biasanya dipakai kebanyakan oleh para siswi. And then the school uniforms are required to be similar in cost for both boys and girls to be reasonably low cost and to tolerate religious freedoms, e.g. allowing male Sikhs to wear turbans and female Muslim to wear headscarf. Tetapi school uniforms ini, seragam sekolah ini diwajibkan untuk sekarang diwajibkan untuk laki-laki dan perempuan, dengan alasan yaitu karena biayanya lebih murah, dan untuk mentoleransi warga Muslim jika ada yang mentoleransi warga Muslim untuk memakai jilbab atau penutup kepala dan sebagainya. And the next, school uniforms in Indonesia. The public schools in Indonesia tolerate religious freedom. For the example, Muslim girls may opt to wear long sleeve shirt, longer skirt, and jilbab to cover their heads. Most schools in Indonesia also have a batik uniform, usually worn on Thursday or Friday. Public school di Indonesia atau sekolah negeri di Indonesia itu mentoleransi keagamaan, seperti jika ada muslimah itu bisa menggunakan baju lengan panjang atau rok panjang, dan biasanya kebanyakan sekolah di Indonesia menggunakan batik ketika hari Kamis atau Jumat. And this kind of uniform consists of a batik short sleeve or long sleeve shirt with long or short trouser for SMA and below knee or long skirts for females. The motifs and colors of batik depend of the school. Some schools tend to issue neckties or vests for their students. These neckties and vests may vary from school to school in color and shaping patterns, even among public schools. Next, nowadays, with the increase of private school in Indonesia, most private schools have their own signature school uniform. Most consist of shirts with shorts or trouser for females, or trouser for males, and skirt for females, only with difference on the color. Tetapi kebanyakan dengan adanya private school atau sekolah swasta di Indonesia, kebanyakan sekolah swasta itu memiliki kebijakan sendiri terhadap seragam sekolah ini. Kebanyakan mereka most of shirts with short or trouser for males. Kebanyakan untuk pria itu memakai kemeja dan memakai kemeja berlengan pendek dan celana panjang, and skirts for female only with difference on the color, dan rok untuk perempuan, tapi mungkin hanya dibedakan dengan warnanya saja. And every school has its own standard grooming. That is, males are not allowed to have long hair that usually, but not actually. Accessories are also normally prohibited for males, except for watch. Females are usually allowed to use simple accessories such as watch, earrings, and sometimes bracelets. All students are prohibited from coloring their hair or having tattoos. Wearing nail polish is usually not allowed. That most of standard grooming in every school in Indonesia. Most of schools pay attention to the shoes that can be worn. Black or white sneakers with white lace are the most common shoes. Few higher level students such as in SMA or SMK are normally required to wear black leather shoes. Dan kebanyakan sekolah di Indonesia itu memperhatikan bagaimana cara mereka memakai sepatu atau sepatu yang mereka pakai. Kebanyakan itu diharuskan memakai sepatu warna putih atau hitam dan dengan socks with a white socks, and the Scots uniform is used in many schools in Indonesia at least once a week. It consists of brown short sleeves or long sleeve shirts with dark brown shorts or trousers and below knee skirts or longer for female. The common day to wear the Scots uniform usually falls on Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday. Jadi ada seragam sekolah di Indonesia yang lainnya ialah pramuka yang biasanya ini dipakai di hari Rabu, Jumat, atau Sabtu. Dan seragam pramuka ini berwarna coklat muda dan coklat tua. Dan biasanya itu untuk perempuan itu menggunakan baju dengan lengan panjang. Now is law and rules about school's uniform. Usually, kids who grow up in Asia, Australia, and the UK probably invite the American students who could throw their stuff in whatever clothing they like at school, or at least did how is appeared on American television. As uniforms have become more normalized, there have also been an increasing number of lawsuits brought against school districts. According to David Brunsma, 1 in 4 public elementary school and 1 in 8 public middle and high school in the USA have policies dictating what a student wears to school. The school code within state constitution typically asserts that it allows the board of school director to make reasonable rules and regulations as they see fit in managing the school affair. Jadi seragam ini mulai dinormalisasi di Amerika karena sebelumnya kan seragam di Amerika hanya dipakai atau digunakan oleh private school atau sekolah swasta. Mereka ini sekarang untuk sekolah negeri mereka membolehkan peraturan sekolah untuk memakai alasan kenapa diadakan regulation of this uniform untuk melihat bagaimana mereka memanage pakaian mereka dan membedakan pakaian mereka di sekolah dan di luar sekolah. Beside the UK and Ireland, school-going School-going children in countries across Europe don't typically wear uniforms either. Like America and Canada, it's more common in Catholic private school or international school. Dan seperti yang saya bilang tadi, di samping UK and Ireland, siswa di sekolah seperti Europe, Amerika, dan Kanada itu belum menggunakan seragam khusus. Tetapi kebanyakan di sekolah swasta atau seperti kebanyakan sekolah Katolik. But in most countries in Asia and Africa as well as in the UK, uniform is in school are compulsory. Typically, there is one standard school uniform for boys and girls at national school, but private and international school can choose their own uniform get up provided they meet appropriate dress code. But why? Kenapa? Kebanyakan di Asia dan Afrika itu seperti di UK, seragam itu diwajibkan. Tetapi di beberapa private school di Asia itu mereka diperbolehkan memperbolehkan seragam yang tidak menggunakan seragam yang tidak dianjurkan negara. Mengapa? This the answer why. According to Quartzy, while there is no conclusive evidence that they boost student performance, administrators views them as helpful in creating a sense of community and a school culture that fosters seriousness about learning. Jadi kenapa di Asia dan UK itu lebih memilih untuk menggunakan school uniform karena school uniform di sini untuk menekankan bahwa sekolah itu komunitas yang serius gitu dan menunjukkan keseriusan mereka dan untuk menunjukkan keseriusan belajar mereka. It can also help reduce instance of bullying and instill a sense of pride for the school. Dan untuk meminimalisir bullying dan untuk membanggakan alma mater sekolah mereka. And Anami Kaut, a spokesperson for Success Academy, the largest free public charter school network in New York City, said, the idea is to support equality. If children are dressed in same or similar fashion, they aren't distracted by each other. Clothing and judgment about what others are wearing. Uniforms are an equalizer. And next, that's this why uniform is standardized in most of ASEAN and UK, because having a standard school uniform also helps parents from lower income family who feel obliged to keep up with raising their children in latest fashion, which can be costly. Karena menggunakan seragam ini, seragam juga bisa membantu jika ada orang tua dari kelas menengah ke bawah gitu. Apabila mereka merasakan mewajibkan atau terpaksa harus memberikan anaknya baju yang up to date, yang baju yang kekinian gitu, agar mereka tidak merasa rendah dan merasa low cost. And the uniforms, which change according to the season, also ensure that the children are dressed appropriately for the weather. But Internationally, there are differing views of school uniform. Dan seragam sekolah yang menekankan kepada weather and the season, yang sesuai weather and the season itu para siswa atau siswi akan mempunyai pemandangan berbeda tentang school uniform itu sendiri, dan mereka akan memiliki insting atau pandangan terhadap school uniform itu bahwa seragam itu bisa kita samakan dengan pakaian yang kita pakai di seharian kita. And the next will present by my friend Alif.
Alright, thank you, Intan. For the next is example of lawsuit in the United States. Selanjutnya itu contoh-contoh dari kasus yang pernah tentang seragam yang pernah terjadi di United States. Next slide. Untuk yang pertama ada kasus dari Kennedy v. Bossier Parish School Board. In the Kennedy v. Bossier Parish School Board lawsuit in 20th century, Louisiana District Court ruled in a favor of the school board because it did not see how the free speech rights of the students were being violated due to the school board uniform policy. Even though the plaintiff appealed the decision, the Fifth Circuit Court also ruled in favor of the school board after implementing a four-step system that still used today. Jadi di kanal Bossier Parish Board Government pada tahun 2000 itu terjadi pengadilan di distrik Louisiana memutuskan untuk mendukung kepala sekolah karena tidak melihat bagaimana hak usaha bebas para siswa dilanggar karena kebijakan seragam dewan sekolah. Meskipun penggugat mengajukan banding atas keputusan tersebut, pemerintah mendukung papan sekolah setelah menerapkan sistem 4 langkah yang masih digunakan hingga saat ini. Next slide. Selanjutnya ada kasus dari Littlefield v. Fournier Independent School District. Well, there was some flexibility which shows certain types were prohibited along with any sort of baggy clothes. The parents of the Littlefield family requested that their son be exempt from the policy, but were denied. In response, the Littlefields filed a lawsuit against the school district under the pretenses that this uniform mandate infringed on their right as parents to control how they work on their children and their education. They even went as far as to cite an infringement on religious freedom, claiming that option out of the uniform in the grounds of religion allowed the school to rank the validity of the student religion. Selanjutnya di Kabupaten Independent Fournier, Texas pada tahun 2001, Dewan Sekolah memutuskan untuk menerapkan kebijakan seragam sekolah yang memungkinkan siswa untuk mengenakan kemeja polo, blus Oxford, dan 4 warna yang mungkin dan celana kaos biru atau kaki, rok atau jumper. Meskipun fleksibilitas dengan sepatu tipe tertentu dilarang bersamaan dengan pakaian jenis longgar. Orang tua dari Littlefield keluarga meminta agar anak mereka dibebaskan dari kebijakan tersebut, namun ditolak. Next slide. In the former independent school district of Fournier, Texas in 2021, the school board denied to employ a school uniform policy allowing students to wear a polo shirt, Oxford shirt, or blouse in 4 possibility colors and blue or khaki pants, a shirt, a skirt, or jumper. Well, there was some flexibility in which shows certain tests were prohibited along with any sort of baggy clothes. The parents of the Littlefield family requested that their son be expected from the policy, but were denied in response. The Little Feat will allow suit against the school district under the sentence that this uniform mandate infringe on the right as parents to control how they brought up their children and their education. They even went as far as to set even on religious freedom, claiming the option out of the uniform on the grounds of religion allowed the school to learn the validity of the certain religions. Sebagai tanggapan, Little Feat mengajukan tuntutan hukum terhadap distrik sekolah di bawah kepenuhan bahwa mandat seragam ini melanggar hak mereka sebagai orang tua untuk mengendalikan bagaimana mereka membawakan anak-anak mereka dan pendidikan mereka. Pengadilan distrik menolak kasusnya, jadi keluarga tersebut mengajukan banding. Pada akhirnya, pengadilan sirkuit memutuskan bahwa hak siswa tidak dilanggar meskipun klaim tersebut dipresentasikan valid. Mereka memerintah bahwa peraturan sekolah yang berasal dari pendidikan akan mengesampingkan hak orang tua untuk mengendalikan pembentukan anak-anak mereka dalam situasi spesifik ini. Next slide. Before trial, the district court dismissed the case, so the family appealed. Ultimately, the Fifth Circuit Court ruled the student rights were not being violated, even though the claim presented were valid. They ruled that school rules derived from the education would override the parents' right to control their children, bringing the specific situation as far as the religious freedom violate accusation. The court ruled that the policy did not have religions. Sejauh akumulasi pelanggaran kebebasan beragama, pengadilan memutuskan bahwa kebijakan tersebut tidak memiliki agama. Next slide. Next is Jacobs v. Clark County School District. In 23, Liberty High School, a school of the Clark County School District in Henderson, Nevada, implemented a uniform policy of khakis and red, white, or blue polo shirt. A junior by the name of Kimberly Jacobs was suspended a total of 5 times because she wore a religious shirt to school and got cited for uniform violation. Her family sued the Clark County School District under the claims that her First Amendment rights were being infringed upon and that the uniform policy was causing students to be deprived due to process. Pada tahun 2003, Liberty High, sekolah distrik yang berada di Henderson, Nevada, menerapkan kebijakan seragam khaki dan kaos polo merah atau putih, dan seorang mahasiswi bernama Kimberly Jacobs, ditangguhkan sebanyak 5 kali karena dia mengenakan kemeja religius ke sekolah dan dikutip untuk pelanggaran seragam. Keluarganya menuntut sekolah tersebut di bawah klaim bahwa hak amandemen pertamanya dilanggar dan bahwa kebijakan seragam tersebut menyebabkan mahasiswa merusak proses. Permintaan penggugatan adalah untuk bantuan mengenai suspensi dari rekaman sekolah Jacob dan pemberian kerusakan. Pemerintah tersebut diberikan kepada keluarga yang berarti bahwa sekolah tersebut tidak dapat lagi mendisiplinkan karena melanggar kebijakan seragam. Next slide. The plaintiff requests were for injunctive relief, the excluding of suspicion from Jacob's school record, and awarding of damage. The injunction was granted to the family, meaning that the school could no longer discipline her for breaking the uniform policy. As this ruling, the school district appealed. The next court ruled on the side of school district as determined that the uniform policy was in fact neutral and constitutional, and it dismissed the claim of the plaintiff. Next slide. And the last case is Fruden v. versus Court School District. In 2012, a Nevada Public Elementary School of the Western Country School District decided to add the school motto, "Tomorrow Leaders," embroidered in small letters on the shirt. In response, Mary and Jane Fruden, parent of a student, sued the school district on the basis of it violating the First Amendment. The court ultimately dismissed the case filed by the Frudens over the uniforms. However, the family appealed, and 2 years later, a three-judge panel of the 19th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals heard the case. Jadi pada tahun 2011, sebuah sekolah dasar di Nevada, kawasan sekolah Paseo Court, memutuskan untuk menambahkan moto sekolah. Para pemimpin yang disulam dalam surat-surat kecil di baju sebagai tanggapan Mary dan John Ford. Orang tua seorang siswa menuntut distrik sekolah berdasarkan hal tersebut yang melanggar amandemen pertama. Pengadilan akhirnya menolak kasus yang diajukan oleh Ford atas seragam, namun keluarga tersebut mengajukan banding. Dan 2 tahun kemudian, sebuah panel ketiga dari pengadilan Sing WAS yang kejam 9 tahun menolak kasus tersebut. Pengadilan memutuskan untuk mengembalikan keputusannya sebelum untuk menolak kasus tersebut. Next slide. The court ruled to reverse the previous decisions of dismissing the case and also questioned the apparent policy for students that were part of nationally recognized groups such as Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts who were able to wear the uniforms in place of the school once on regular meeting day. The 19th Circuit panel wrote that the school had not provided enough evidence for why it instituted this policy, and that the family was never given a chance to argue. Pengadilan memutuskan untuk mengembalikan keputusan sebelumnya untuk menolak kasus tersebut dan mempertanyakan kebijakan nyata bagi siswa yang merupakan bagian dari kelompok yang diakui secara nasional seperti pemimpin dan perempuan yang dapat mengenakan seragam tempat-tempat yang berada di sekolah yang reguler. Panel sirkuit ke-9 memutuskan bahwa sekolah tersebut belum memberikan cukup bukti mengapa hal tersebut melanggar kebijakan ini dan bahwa keluarga tersebut tidak akan diberi kesempatan untuk membantah. Next slide. Selanjutnya adalah comparison between 3 uniforms from each country. Next. The first one is from United States. Typically, students still wear colored buttoned shirt with a tie for boys and a tie for girls, worn with khaki trousers and a belt. Depending on the age of the school student, boys' skirts of a modest length are occasionally an option for girls. Of intense red, white, or blue polo shirt with a logo with a navy or khaki bottoms and a belt was the successful uniform policy imposed at Palmer Elementary School in Hudson, Texas. Biasanya siswa akan memakai kaos yang dikelompokkan dengan dasi untuk laki-laki dan dasi untuk perempuan, dipakai dengan celana kaki dan sabuk, tergantung pada usia dari siswa sekolah. Rok panjang sederhana kadang-kadang menjadi pilihan untuk anak perempuan. Misalnya kemeja polo merah, putih, atau biru dengan logo angkatan atau khaki dan sabuk yang menjadi kebijakan dan berhasil dikenakan di sekolah Palmer di Hudson, Texas. Next. Typically, inner city schools have polo shirt and trousers from the primary and junior high school years, and then move up the button shirt, usually some form of tie and dress trouser with a belt or a skirt. Schools in areas with less population, such as suburbs, tend to keep polo shirt through the students' secondary school years or have a standardized dress code. Dress codes vary widely among private schools, although a Catholic school uniform tends to keep the shirt and tie. Biasanya sekolah-sekolah dalam kota memiliki kaos dan celana panjang untuk tahun-tahun dasar atau sekolah SD di mereka, dan untuk sekolah menengah atas memakai kaos kancing atau kemeja, biasanya dengan bentuk dasi dan celana panjang dengan sabuk atau rok. Sekolah di daerah dengan populasi kurang seperti di pinggiran kota cenderung menjaga kaos polo melalui sekolah menengah siswa atau memiliki kode berpakaian standar. Kode berpakaian sangat bervariasi antara sekolah swasta, meski seragam sekolah Katolik cenderung menjaga kemeja dan dasi. Next slide. The second is from United Kingdom. The uniform in primary school is often a polo shirt or a shirt and a jumper, with trouser or short for boys and skirt or trouser for girls. In some primary school, in the summer, girls are allowed to wear dress. Di seragam sekolah dasar, mereka sering menggunakan kemeja polo atau kemeja jumper dengan celana panjang atau celana pendek untuk laki-laki dan rok atau celana panjang untuk perempuan. Di beberapa sekolah dasar di musim panas, para siswi perempuan diizinkan untuk memakai gaun atau dressers. Next. The uniform in secondary school varies. Normally, it's blazer in the school colors or a white shirt or blues, a tie, trouser, or a skirt in black, gray or blue, and black shoes. It could also be a shirt, sweater, and tie, or a polo shirt and sweatshirt. Most English primary and secondary school requires pupils to wear uniform. Boys wear a white shirt, long gray or black trouser, jumper, or sweater with the school logo on, school tie, black shoes. The color is the choice of the school. Girls wear trouser or skirt as part of their uniform, typically black, gray, navy, or sometimes brown or maroon. During the summer term, girls often wear summer school dresses. Untuk seragam sekolah menengah biasanya sangat bervariasi. Itu biasanya mereka memakai blazer warna sekolah atau kemeja putih atau blus, dasi, celana panjang atau rok hitam, abu-abu atau biru. Biasanya juga mereka memakai baju, sweater, atau dasi, kemeja polo, dan kaos. Kebanyakan sekolah menengah di Inggris memerlukan murid untuk memakai seragam. Anak laki-laki memakai baju putih, celana panjang abu-abu, hitam, jumper atau sweater dengan logo sekolah, dan dasi, sepatu hitam. Sedangkan yang perempuan mereka memakai celana panjang atau rok. Sebagian dari seragam mereka biasanya warna hitam, abu-abu, atau kadang coklat atau maroon. Selama musim panas, mereka sering memakai gaun. Next slide. And the last is Indonesians. Primary school or sekolah dasar SD student wear a white short sleeve shirt with a red short for male students and Bolognese shirt for females. Di Indonesia, siswa sekolah dasar biasanya memakai baju lengan putih pendek dan celana pendek untuk siswa laki-laki dan rok di bawah lutut untuk perempuan. And lower secondary school or sekolah menengah pertama SMP require navy blue short or trouser with a short sleeve white shirt for female students. Female wear a below knee sleeve, a long navy blue shirt, and short sleeve with shirt. Sedangkan untuk sekolah menengah pertama atau SMP, mereka biasanya memakai celana biru tua dengan kemeja putih lengan pendek untuk siswa laki-laki, dan yang perempuan memakai rok biru tua dengan baju panjang atau pendek selutut, roknya selutut atau panjang. Next. And for upper secondary school atau sekolah menengah atas SMA, require blue-gray trouser with a short sleeve white shirt. Female wear a below knee length or long blue-gray shirt and wear short sleeve or long sleeve with shirt. Dengan untuk anak SMA, mereka biasanya memakai celana biru abu-abu dengan kemeja putih lengan pendek. Dengan untuk perempuan memakai rok biru atau abu-abu di bawah panjang lutut dan memakai kaos putih lengan pendek atau lengan panjang. Next. And the school badge is usually put on the right sleeve of a shirt, consists of school's name and location, and some of their own school's logo. Others prefer to wear the school logo as a label or pressed plastic or metal pin. The emblem of OSIS or school's inter-student organization is put on the shirt left pocket. Student names are usually on the right side of the shirt and embedded by sewing, ironing, or a detachable baggage. Some schools, usually SMP and SMA, distinguish the grade of their students by threads on the official neckties used or an emblem below the school emblem. It can be stripes, severance, or number. Nowadays, some schools require the students to wear an Indonesian flag school badge set on top of the left pocket. Untuk lencana sekolah biasanya mereka terdiri dari nama sekolah dan lokasi, dan beberapa memiliki logo sekolah dari mereka sendiri, dan yang lain lebih memilih memakai logo sekolah sebagai lap atau di sebelah kantung dada dengan pin logam atau lambang OSIS. Atau selanjutnya ada nama siswa yang biasanya berada di sisi kanan kemeja yang dijahit, disetrika atau sebagainya. Dan beberapa sekolah, biasanya SMP dan SMA, membedakan kelas siswa mereka dengan garis-garis atau dengan angka. Dan saat ini beberapa sekolah juga mengharuskan siswa mengenakan lencana sekolah bendera Indonesia di